do as I say, not as I do. And this video is exactly about that.
Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about points, credit, we're talking about points, bonuses, and travel. Why do I need to say that? I would like to say something smarter. Like what's smart about credit cards?
No.
We're talking about points, credit cards, bonuses, and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Bravo.
We talked about many times before about the value of points and all the different credits that you're getting for travel, but I think I'm notorious of not following exactly my own advice. In a couple of days, I'm going to Costa Rica for the 10th time, and my wife already went there. We're all gonna have family vacation, finally taking the daughter for the first time. It's gonna be hopefully an amazing time. The problem is that even though we had a date months earlier, we were procrastinators, all of us, including myself. And because we were not exactly sure what dates we want to fly, we waited until the last minute. And that costs a lot. The problem was that we were all flying different days and we all wanted to come back the same day. So my wife flew with Southwest. I even gave her my Southwest Priority credit card so she can upgrade her seating. And she would go one way to Costa Rica. She had many luggages, so having that option that Southwest offers that has the standard two luggages free included, plus the carry-on, was the best option. And for that, I couldn't use any points really because the kinds of value that I was getting were not great. So I decided to use a credit that I had with Southwest from before. So one-way flight to Costa Rica, my wife paid $435 US for one way. Keep in mind, I've done trips to Costa Rica before, September, and that was the same amount of money, like $400 round trip. Southwest not only decreased the number of flights they have to Costa Rica, but on top of that, right now it's high season in Costa Rica because gringos want to go there and have some summer fun in the middle of the winter. There's nothing to do here, and it's not even really cold to go snowboarding or whatever, at least here in the DC metro area. So yeah, it's been terrible, and Costa Rica is packed right now. Flights were super expensive. We got through that. We paid $435. My wife was not able to use the priority credit card because there was no availability. So she got two flights. She flew from here to Texas, from Texas to Costa Rica, and she wasn't able to upgrade any of those flights, any of those boarding passes. So yeah, that was a big disappointment, and it even enhances my willingness to just cancel this credit card whenever time comes. I will not be keeping this credit card anymore. And then on top of that, I had to fly with my daughter. And for that, I used points. I mean, guys, I looked everywhere for cheap flights. The cheapest flights were like Spirit without even a carry-on. And it was super expensive for the kind of experience you get with Spirit. And I decided to use Delta points for that. And for that, I used 78,000 points for one-way flight to Costa Rica from here in the DC metro area, flying from Dallas International to Atlanta, and from Atlanta to San Jose, Costa Rica. 78,000 points. And on top of that, I decided to upgrade to Comfort Plus on the way to Atlanta. So I paid another 7,800 points for the two of us. There was no availability for the next flight, so I guess we're gonna do coach on that. But that's the situation. On the way back, the best solution for my area here is Avianca. Avianca flies directly from San Jose to Washington, D.C., which I thought was the best thing after spending 9 days myself there and about 20 days my wife. I think we're all gonna need just to come home and as soon as we can and relax. So we took that as the best option, and for that I spent 111,000 points. 111,000 points. Ouch. Now, on top of that, we have the American Express Platinum, both for me and my wife. And there was no Centurion lounges in the airports we're flying from. She flew from Baltimore Airport, which is, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's not the greatest. I'm flying from Dallas International, which is supposed to be better, but again, there won't be much time. I'm flying at 6 a.m. in the morning. Terrible hours to fly, terrible flights, and then on the way to Atlanta, I'm gonna stop like for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and I have to run basically to my next exit. So there's no time for me to go to the Sky Club. Hopefully, if it's on the way, I can make a stop just to say hello and then leave. So at this point, I'm questioning my planning abilities. I have all these amazing credit cards, all these great points, and somehow I keep messing up. I did the same thing when I went to Greece last year. I booked everything with 1-to-1 ratio. I could do much better if I was planning earlier, but I keep planning last minute. Damn Greek inside me. Guys, honestly, I spent about 200,000 points and $450 cash. So $2,500 worth minimum. If I was giving the real evaluation of these points for other flights that we could get cheaper if we were booking sooner, that was bad. That was bad, but it's a price I had to pay. We're going for my brother-in-law's wedding, so there was no option to go somewhere else or go at a different time. So the only person to blame is me because I didn't book anything on time. And on top of that, we're gonna go without any bookings on the hotels, and I was checking, and they kind of super expensive right now. Plus, I can use points in many of those locations. I try to book with points, and it looks like they only take cash, especially in those touristy, beachy areas. And the only hotels that would accept points were hotels in the city of San Jose, which is not exactly my cup of tea. So it looks like this is going to be the most expensive Costa Rica trip I ever did. Did you ever have any experience like that, knowing what you have to do, and because you didn't plan on time, you messed up this bad? I think I'm gonna pay about $1,000 to $1,500 more that I would pay if I was organizing this better. So it's all on me. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, don't do any mistakes. Ciao.